Hey guys, my name's Aaron Massey from MrFixItDIY.com and welcome back to another episode of Homeschooled. Today's project is how to fix a crack in a concrete slab. Concrete is a very versatile and super strong construction material. However, it's also prone to crack. It can crack for a number of different reasons, including moisture, temperature changes, and ground movement. I have a large crack in the floor of my shop which runs from the garage door all the way back. It's constantly full of dust and debris and in need of repair, so today I'm going to show you how I tackle it in case you have something similar going on around your house. I rate these projects by how many F-bombs you're likely to drop while tackling the project. This one is pretty easy. This crack ranges in size as it goes, so it's a good example of the different steps involved in tackling different sized cracks. First, I'm going to show you how to tackle a wider crack, like here by the garage door. First thing we need to do is clean out the crack of any debris by loosening it up with a screwdriver or something that can get down in there. Once you have it loosened up, you can suck out the debris with a shop vac or blow it out with an air compressor. If you have a wire brush attachment for your drill or just a plain old wire brush, it's not a bad idea to get that in there as well to loosen up any remaining dirt so that you get good adhesion of your filler later. The cleaner your crack is, the better, which is probably a decent life lesson for other areas of your life as well. Next, we're going to use some backer rod to press down into the crack. Backer rod is this round foam which is available in several different diameters from your local hardware store, and it's going to allow us to fill a bunch of the crack without having to use a lot of expensive filler later on. You'll need to press it down into the crack and make sure it's about a ½ an inch below the surface. In this case, the crack ranges from about a ¼ inch wide to about a ½ inch wide. So I'm using a 3/8 backer rod and wedging it down inside the crack. Now, if your crack's not that deep, you may not need the backer rod. Next, you'll need a liquid crack filler. I'm using this liquid cement crack filler from DAP. Now, full disclosure, DAP is a sponsor of mine, so I use their products as much as possible. However, I also believe that this is a perfect product for this application because it's highly elastic and it's self-leveling and ready mixed. So when you put it in the crack, if the concrete continues to move down the road, the repair will stay in place. Cut the tip off the filler and apply it to the crack on top of your backer rod. You want to apply enough so that you slightly overfill the crack to allow for some settling. Do this all the way down the crack, and if you want to, you can use a wet finger or a masonry trowel to smooth it out after. This sets up in about 30 minutes and fully cures in 24 hours, so it's a super quick fix, and you don't have to wait a long time before you walk on it. Now, if you choose to, you can also grind down the filler so that's more even with the floor around it. To do this, I'd suggest using a diamond turbo cup wheel attached to an angle grinder to grind it down nice and flat. Next, I'm going to show you guys how to tackle the smaller, more surface type cracks. It's largely a similar process to what we've already done, but it's a little bit more involved and requires what's called crack chasing. Crack chasing involves making the small crack slightly bigger and about a ¼ inch wide in a V shape so that you have a little bit more surface area for your filler to stick to. You could do this by hand with a hammer and a chisel, but it's really time consuming and labor intensive, or you can use what's called a crack chasing blade for an angle grinder. It looks like this. Now, these kick up a lot of dust, so make sure if you're going to use one that you use a dust collection system or you're in a well-ventilated area, and wear a mask of some kind. And the other thing to keep in mind is they don't usually stock these on the shelves of your big box store, so you're going to have to go online and order one. They cost about 30 to 50 bucks, or you might be able to find one at a specialty supply store. These blades make chasing the crack really easy and uniform, and once completed, the steps are very similar to the wider crack repair we already did. Just clean the crack up really well and then apply the crack filling compound on top. If the area around your crack is heaved, you may need to take some additional steps to grind down that area with a turbo cup wheel on your grinder in order to flatten it out, and then you may need to use something that more like a topping compound in order to level it out. Again, it just depends on the type of crack that you're dealing with. That's it for this episode of Homeschooled. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. If you did enjoy it, please hit that like button and leave a comment down below and let me know. Also, be sure to check out my newly redesigned website for more home improvement tutorials and DIY projects. And if you want to check out more of my home improvement videos, I'll post the links to those right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.